I'm Samantha.
I'm Alex Mason. So, how many people do you see drinking coffee on a daily basis? I'm sure just like me, you guys see a crap load. Okay. Well, according to healthresearch.org, over 21 million Americans drink 6 or more cups of coffee every day. Now, that sounds like it makes obvious that caffeine is used more than it should be. I don't know, my parents every day, they talk to me, they say, I can't even function without my cup of coffee. Caffeine abuse is a problem. It can lead to health issues and dependency down the road if it's misused in the wrong way. Today we're going to bring this, as caffeine addicts ourselves, we'd like to raise awareness. It's very important. Today we want to bring attention to caffeine abuse is, the physiological effects, the quit methods, including alternatives to caffeine. So first, I will provide some definitions to describe the difference between caffeine use and caffeine abuse. So what is caffeine? Caffeine is essential nervous stimulant. Now hold on, let me throw a twist to you. Merriam-Webster Online Dictionary states that drug abuse is improper or excessive use or treatment of a substance that can lead to addiction. Now caffeine is the world's most widely consumed psychoactive drug. It is unregulated and legal in almost every part of the world for how much caffeine is safe. MayoClinic.org states that 400 milligrams of caffeine per day appears to be safe for most healthy adults. So what is that equivalent to? That's equivalent to 4 cups of coffee, 10 cups of soda, or 2 energy shot drinks. Now soda and coffee aren't the only ways to get caffeine. Caffeine is found everywhere. It's found in over 60 various plants, tea, chocolate bars, pre-workout, and even some over-the-counter medication. So just be mindful and keep in the back of your mind what kind of caffeine you're intaking and where you're getting it from. Next, Sam will discuss a few physiological effects that caffeine can have.
So, as you know, a lot of things that we eat and drink can have a physiological effect on our body. Caffeine is one of them that has large effects. When you're using caffeine, I'm sure a lot of you, if you down a cup of coffee quick, you're jittery and shaky and you can't stop bouncing your leg in class, but you have to have that coffee to stay awake. There's also increased blood pressure, your heart rate increases, and that can cause a lot of problems for people with hypertension. It can also interfere with how your body circulates calcium and can lead to future problems with osteoporosis. There's also what it does during withdrawals. It can cause headaches, irritability, and that irritability can come from those headaches. The crabby that people often get from the caffeine crash, I'm sure we've all been there. There's also muscle aches and cramping. I know I personally used to be very dependent upon caffeine, and when I stopped, I would get calf cramps constantly in my legs. I would wake up at night. And then according to healthline.com, if you overdose on caffeine, it can lead to manic episodes, hallucinations, and it can even cause fertility issues in women. They just can't conceive and they can't keep a pregnancy as easily as they normally would. So with that in mind, we're both going to talk about some alternatives to caffeine and some quit methods that we can use to either lessen our caffeine consumption or cut it out completely. First, I'll talk about some alternatives. According to health.com, regular exercise tends to have the same physiological effects on the body as caffeine does. So it gives you those endorphins and it gives you that energy boost that you need to get through your day. Also, more quality sleep and a healthier diet can reduce fatigue, make you feel better, and then you don't feel that you need to rely on that caffeine to get through your day-to-day life. So then Alex is going to talk about some quit methods.
For quitting, there's only really 2 main ways that you can quit caffeine. You do the old-fashioned cold turkey, completely remove caffeine from your diet. I wouldn't suggest it, as most people fail while using the cold turkey method, mostly because they just don't plan ahead for holidays, nights out with your spouse or whoever. The other method that I suggest, and it actually works quite well, is the weaning method. And that's slowly taking out a portion of caffeine that you're intaking throughout an extended period of time. So this week you're going to drink 400 milligrams. 2 weeks from now you're going to drink 350 milligrams. And eventually you can wean yourself off completely, or down to the safe amount of 400 milligrams. Well, Sam, you want to put the whipped cream on this latte and finish up?
So as we said earlier, caffeine abuse is a serious problem. Alex talked about some definitions of what caffeine use is, what dictates abuse. I talked about the effects on the body, and we both talked about some alternatives and quit methods. With this in mind, it's important to monitor the amount of caffeine that we're intaking to make sure that we're using rather than abusing. There's a fine line, so just make sure you're not wavering back and forth. So next time you go to grab that cup of coffee or that latte, just think, do I really need this, or do I just need to go to bed earlier and eat better?
Thank you.